What's up, guys? It's Hiri here by Nino or Quadigy. I've missed you all, like, seriously, and I guess this is it, man. Sorry for being gone for like 8 or 9 days, but today I wanted to talk about Black Ops 6. It has officially been a year, just over a year, since Black Ops 6 launched last year on October 25th, 2024. And I really did want to make this video last week, but unfortunately I ran into some PC problems. Had to replace the CPU cooler on my PC. I went from like a water cooler to an air cooler, and now we're back. So if you guys were wondering why I was gone for so long, don't worry. I didn't leave you guys forever. I'm still here. And I just had PC issues. But now we're back and ready to make some great content. I thought I would take today to pretty much discuss the lifetime of Black Ops 6. What happened at the launch of Black Ops 6, and how this game has kind of changed across the 6 seasons in terms of the content output, in terms of maps, guns, camos, and whatever other little things I want to mention in this video. I want to say this is my final Black Ops 6 video. There's a chance it could be. I've got a couple of more things that I want to talk about in terms of Black Ops 6, but we're on the way to Black Ops 7, and it was kind of rumored that we would be getting early access. However, Charlie Intel and Modern Warzone are saying there is no early access because some people were thinking, because of a Forbes article, that Black Ops 7 was going to drop on like the 10th or the 11th. But it seems like those are just like the preload dates or whatever, so that we're ready to play right when November 14th drops. But either way, though, if you guys are excited to hear me talk about Black Ops 6, see how it's evolved from day 1 to day 365 or day 372, whatever day we're on now of this game, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Really excited for the Black Ops 7 content, but hope you guys enjoy the rest of the content I've got until then. So to start things off, I wanted to talk about the guns that were available at the launch of Black Ops 6. And on day 1 of Black Ops 6 launch, we had 33 weapons, which is a solid amount. I think it's the most Treyarch has put out since BO3, I want to say. I don't know, it's been a minute since they had over 30 guns in one of their Call of Duties, because I don't think BO4 or Cold War had over 30 guns. It was actually below 30, like high 20s, maybe mid 20s. But they finally came through with the sauce, and they gave us a good amount of weaponry to mess around with. That being said, though, we did have 2 launchers and 2 melees. So taking those 4 away, we had 29 guns, I guess you could say. But still, 33 is a solid amount when you think about it. Now, if you fast forward across 6 seasons into today, Black Ops 6 now contains 69 weapons. Very nice. Which means that they added 36 new weapons across the 6 seasons of the game. Which means that essentially means like 6 new weapons per season, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. However, there is an exorbitant amount of melees that they added into the game. So if you don't count the melees or the launchers, once again, the total amount of weapons that were added, or the total amount of guns that are in the game, actual guns that shoot, are 54, which is still a solid amount. This means that they added 25 new guns to the game, and that would be more of like a 4 to 5 guns per season, which is actually still really nice. So compared to like previous CODs like MW2, MW3, Vanguard, Cold War, MW19, it's actually a pretty good amount of weaponry that they added throughout the game. And so for the most part, I thought the guns they added were very unique. We had some very interesting weapons, to say the least. It's just the gunsmith system within this game was kind of boring and lackluster, so they didn't really give any special sauce to the weapons. But in terms of the amount of weapons that they've came through with across 6 seasons, I was personally kind of satisfied in that aspect, I guess you could say. Now let's go ahead and talk about the maps across Black Ops 6. So at the launch of Black Ops 6, day 1, we launched with 11 core maps, so 6v6 non-strike maps, and 4 strike maps, so 15 maps. But because I'm somebody that really specializes into the core aspects of the game, like actual traditional 6v6 with score streaks, I'm only going to think about the 11. Now, of course, we had Nuketown, which dropped like a week after launch, and that bumps the total up to 12. So before Season 1, we ended up with 12 core 6v6 maps, which is definitely a little bit on the lower side, just looking at traditional 6v6, especially compared to MW3, which, of course, it didn't remaster original MW2 maps, but that was 16 maps that a lot of the people that didn't play the original MW2 didn't ever play and got to play at the launch of MW3. So something to think about, I guess. Now, once again, let's go ahead and fast forward to day 365, 1 year later of Black Ops 6 onto today. How many maps did they add across these 6 seasons of Black Ops 6? Now, of course, once again, just focus on the core 6v6 maps. I'm not counting strike maps when I say this. They added 18 core maps across these 6 seasons of Black Ops 6, which means on average, they had 3 new core maps per season. I'm still counting remakes into this equation just because some people may have not played previous Call of Duties and not played the remakes that they added into this game. So I'm still going to count that. Might not be a completely new map, but it's a new map for some people. And I think 18 maps is a pretty solid amount. Could be a little bit better. You know, back in the past when we would have like DLC packs, they would release 4 maps, but 3 new maps every season on average is pretty saucy. Just imagine if they didn't really put that many strike maps in, and they could have put that effort into another core 6v6 map. Would you have liked that, or do some of you guys really love the strike maps they have in this game, like Stakeout? Whenever I hear people want to play the strike maps, they usually only play Stakeout. So I don't know. Just me personally, I like when they focus on the traditional 6v6 maps. And just as a little side note, I guess let's compare these guns and maps to the amount of weaponry and maps in Black Ops 7's launch, at least the expected launch, I guess you could say. We already have the 16 core maps, 6v6 maps confirmed for Black Ops 7. So Black Ops 7 is outdoing Black Ops 6 in terms of like actual maps, and that means we're gonna have 17 once Nuketown gets added in, probably a week later. So you compare 17 maps to 12, that's amazing to see, actually. And even though 3 to 4 of those are remakes, because we have Raid, Hijacked, and Express coming into the game, still the other maps pretty much are probably going to overshadow the maps that we had in BO6. At least here's to hoping, right? But one thing to also consider is the amount of guns in the game. Apparently, we're going to have 30 guns, 30 guns at the launch of Black Ops 7. However, very similar to Black Ops 6, we are going to have 2 launchers and 2 melees, I'm pretty sure. So, in terms of actual guns in the game, we're going to have 26. Compared 26 to 29, there's actually a lower amount of guns at the launch of Black Ops 7 compared to Black Ops 6. So, what do you guys want? More maps or more guns? I'm personally more of a guns guy, but having more maps is really nice to have at the same time. Just thought I'd put it out there to compare to Black Ops 7. Moving on forward, I did want to talk about camos, and more specifically event camos that were available during the lifetime of Black Ops 6. Now, this is one of the aspects that Black Ops 6 absolutely dropped the ball when it comes to events. We only got 6 event camos, and I'm not counting the BO7 pre-order camo, and I'm not counting the Black Cell camos, because those are basically duplicates of the event camos. So I'm just talking new event camos, and we only got 6 camos. So if you take that into consideration, we had 6 seasons in the game, and you would think that on average we received 1 camo per season. Well, that's not the case. They didn't start giving us camos, I think, until season 3 Reloaded, or even season 4 Reloaded, somewhere around that case. And most of the camos came with the final season of season 6. We got 3 of those 6 camos in the last month. Now imagine if we had this constant camo output throughout the entire lifetime of Black Ops 6. This game would have been a little bit more well received just because of the camo variety, just like we had in MW3. So compared to MW3, this is where Black Ops 6 kind of fell short. They didn't have meaningful camos or meaningful event camos and non-meaningful events at the same time. And when you compare the number of camos that are available in Black Ops 6 story events compared to the MW3 event camos, it's a night and day difference. I didn't do the math for this one. I didn't go back to MW3 and count how many there were, but I imagine it had to be like 10 through 20, something like that. I know somebody's got the stat out there. But having only 6 event camos compared to like the 10 plus, 20 plus camos more or less from MW3, that's a pretty big difference. Now, comparing to Black Ops 7, we don't have Black Ops 7. We don't know how the event camos are going to work, but we do have weekly challenges. And they did say there was going to be 2 weekly challenge camos, one for the start of a season, so the first half of the season, and one for the second half of the season. So we're already guaranteed, technically, if there's 6 seasons in Black Ops 7, 12 camos just by the weekly challenges. And then on top of that, we'll probably have some event camos sprinkled throughout. So I'm imagining Black Ops 7 to end up with 20 camos, just like MW3 did. So this is definitely going to overshadow BO6, and that's going to be a nice thing to see. I just really wish BO6 could have had a bigger leg up in camels from the get go. Only 6 is really pitiful, with most of them coming from season 6. The next thing I really wanted to compare was the attachment slash conversion kits. And we call them conversion kits, or the aftermarket parts that we got from MW3. They only really labeled them as like extra attachments within the world of Black Ops 6. And they were definitely not a consideration until like probably after launch or something, it seems like. Because at the launch of Black Ops 6, there's essentially no special attachments. The only one that I can really think of was the crossbar. The crossbar attachment on all the LMGs kind of gave them some variety. And I guess technically the akimbo pistols. But besides that, there's really no like special attachments or weekly challenges to help give us some special conversion kits. But when it comes to throughout the 6 seasons of Black Ops 6 here, we ended up getting 16 special attachments slash conversion kits. And on average, that's 2 or 3, which is technically really bad when you compare it to MW3. Now, with MW3, I actually did count up every single conversion kit, and we ended up with 41 conversion kits. And the reason why we came through with so many in MW3 is because we had those weekly challenges. And almost every week or every other week, we ended up getting a conversion kit or a special attachment like an optic, and 41 of those were actual conversion kits. Compared to the 16 attachments we got in Black Ops 6 throughout its lifetime, that's pretty pitiful. So on average, I think we got like 5 to 7 per week within MW3, and with BO6, we only ended up getting 2 or 3. And a lot of the ones in BO6 didn't really change up the guns too much. I definitely did appreciate the ones that definitely converted the weapons completely, like the GRAW aftermarket part, the TR2 aftermarket part, which turned it into an SMG. Some other ones were really cool too, but those are the ones that really stand out to me. We didn't end up getting anything too crazy. Now that can be the fault of the time span, the time period that this game takes place in, 80s, 90s type vibe. So that's the only really real fault I can give onto that. And we're probably going to see way more. Obviously, we're definitely going to see way more conversion kits slash special attachments, I imagine, throughout the lifetime of Black Ops 7. So, with all those factors into play in terms of content, I don't think BO6 did all that bad in terms of like maps and guns. But where a lot of the downfall of BO6 really started was them not having weekly challenges to give us extra camos, no meaningful event camos as well, and then also a lack of special attachments. It almost feels like MW3 is going to be the new blueprint in terms of giving us a great Call of Duty. I just wonder if MW4 is going to follow up with that formula that MW3 and supposedly BO7 is going to produce. Let me know if you guys think that's going to be the case or not. Really, the shining star for BO6 in my eyes is the Omni movement. Omni movement was the one thing that really differentiates this game for me from other Call of Duties. And for me personally, I've loved Omni movement. It allowed me to be very, mobile, pull off some crazy plays, run backwards, run side to side, and I would juke people out like that. I love Omni movement, and I love how it feels in Black Ops 7. And I'm glad in Black Ops 7 they've expanded it or worked on it even further to even more fine tuning. I'm excited to make some crazy plays, especially with the wall jumps in the game. I already made some crazy plays in BO7, of course, through the beta. And then I guess another huge W that BO6 had was the Prestige system. Them bringing back classical Prestige really gave a positive tone for Black Ops 6. I think Black Ops 6's hype, like launch hype, was incredible. A lot of people were hyped for this game, just like they were hyped for MW2 because of the legacy that MW19 had. MW2 hype was crazy, but BO6 pretty much rivaled that hype in my eyes. The only thing that sucked is that they didn't really follow up with weekly updates or challenges or anything like that, like MW3 did. And so when you compare it to MW2 and MW3, this game really fell flat as soon as like December, January hit, probably even December, and people were just moving on to other things. And in this current day and age, updates are everything with Call of Duty. I'm pretty confident that BO7 is going to be a very fun Call of Duty. The only thing for me is that it's probably going to start off very slow, just like MW3 did compared to MW2. And I'll be here to enjoy it. But all in all, I'm just going to say gameplay wise, I enjoyed BO6. It was very tough to upload during certain days just because people were very negative about the game and everything like that. But for me, I enjoyed getting my nukes, and I definitely enjoyed the movement system. It just was severely lacking in updates. That's really where I fall with this game. lacking in updates, didn't have looping streaks, and of course, the year-to-year slog system of SVMM and non-disbanding lobbies, or disbanding lobbies, I should say. But luckily, they're getting rid of all that in BO7. They're getting rid of SBMM. They're getting rid of disbanding lobbies. We're going to stay in the same lobbies. Oh, and of course, they're producing weekly challenges, and they're going to keep the game updated. At least here's to hoping. And then they're expanding upon the prestige system with the weekly, or not the weekly, but the weapon prestige camos that you can earn, as well as special attachments they can earn from prestiging as well. But I'm looking forward to Black Ops 7. To me, it just sounds like an improvement upon Black Ops 6. But I enjoyed my time with Black Ops 6 for the most part. It was just a really, really sad time for like actually playing the game. People seem to like really love drama this year and being negative and all that. I'm not really that type of person. So it is what it is for me. But I'm hoping for Black Ops 7 to be more about the gameplay and for people to enjoy the game more than anything else. So yeah, just wanted to, lay out some statistics, lay out some factual statements about BO6, between, day 1 and day 365. Just kind of show you guys its evolution, I guess you could say. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm still going to have more BO6 videos, maybe 1 or 2. But I might do some throwback content as well, like some old Call of Duties. But then again, they might be dropping Black Ops 7 early. Who knows what the heck is going on? But either way, just expect some. I'm not going to be uploading every day until Black Ops 7 drops. Once Black Ops 7 is out, we're going to be back on getting daily nukes, giving you guys tips and tricks on how to, get better at BO7, little secrets, grinding the weapon prestige camos, the mastery camos. It's going to be a great time with Black Ops 7. And I really can't wait to see how much we can grow this community. So stay tuned for the best content, and especially follow me on Twitch. I'm going to make a big announcement in one of these videos very soon regarding my Twitch channel. But before that, I do also want to say, make sure you guys use code HERO at controlfreaks.com. You guys can get this special Control Freak that actually gives you a weapon charm, as you guys can see right there. If you use code HERO at controlfreak.com and get these Control Freaks. So yeah, appreciate all the love and support. Sorry for being gone for so long. And let me know your thoughts on BO6. Were you kind of surprised by the amount of guns we ended up with this game? And were you kind of saddened by the fact that we didn't get that many camos in this game, as well as aftermarket parts / conversion kits / attachments? Didn't know how to term it, but, new attachments, I guess you can say. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be. Could be tomorrow, could be the next day. And it might be like a throwback video. We'll see. I love you all, and stay tuned. You're awesome.